Welcome to Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help educate you about narcissistic abuse because your feelings do matter. Hi, and welcome to another broadcast of Narc Abuse No More with your host, Dr. and Evangelist K.O. Rich. Thanks for tuning in today. Today is Wednesday, March the 23rd of 2022. I pray that you've had a blessed, stress-free, narcissistic-free, abuse-free week so far, and that the remainder of this week will continue to be so as well. But if not, we're going to be talking about a few things today. Again, my name is Dr. K.O. Rich with Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Yes, they do. But before we go on with today's broadcast, I would like to invite you to visit us on our website at www.itisfinished. This is not. I'm giving you our ministry website. Our website is www.narcabusenomore.org, but it's going to take you to itisfinished.com. Again, the website address is www.narcabusenomore.org, or you can type in narcissisticabusenomore.com. Again, that's narcissisticabusenomore.com, and on our website you'll find valuable information regarding narcissism, regarding relationships. And if you have missed any of these broadcasts, you can actually go on the website and listen to the broadcast. Now, the thing is, we are on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Play, iTunes, Deezer, Castbox, as well as Amazon Audible. And we're uploading to Rumble and YouTube. So you have a variety of different platforms that you can listen to us from. All right. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about tips to recover from narcissistic abuse. We're going to give 9 tips to recover from narcissistic abuse. And as always, we love to give you a website where you can get this valuable information if you're not on our website. This is on healthline.com. And one of the things is that people that have gone through relationships, you probably been hurt. You probably have gone through some confusion. If you've been in some unhealthy, toxic relationships, you're dealing with a variety of different emotions. Sometimes, you wind up blaming yourself, or you trying to look to see, if I could have did this different, if I could have did that different, what should I have done in this relationship? But the thing is that if you have been in an abusive relationship, you don't want to blame yourself. Guess what? It is not your fault. We want that clear. It is not your fault when someone abuses you. That is their issues. That's something that they're dealing with, but that is not your fault. We don't want you to do the self-blame to say, well, it's my fault if I had to cook the dinner a little bit better, if I had to clean the house a little bit better, if I had to cut the grass. It is not your fault when someone abuses you. And one thing is so important to understand, that it takes time to heal. When you have been in toxic relationships, you might have been in one after the other. When you have dealt with abuse, it takes time to recover. It takes time to heal. Everyone doesn't heal on the same pace. Somebody might be over it in a month. Somebody might be over 10 years. It takes time to heal. And so therefore you want to make sure that you get that healing, that you're on that road to recovery, regardless of how long it takes. You want to be on the road to recovery. Every step is a step forward in the right direction. So we want to help you on that road to recovery. you knew maybe that the relationship wasn't healthy. It might have been your sense of normalcy. You may have grown up in toxic relationships, abusive relationships, and it might have seemed normal to you. But I'm here to tell you today that no, it's not normal for someone to be abusive. Okay, that's something that they need to work out, something that they're going to have to talk to someone about. But you do not have to be anybody's punching bag, rather physically or emotionally or any other type of abuse. So we want to just talk about some things that can help you to get started on the road to recovery in the right direction. And again, it wasn't your fault. Don't blame yourself. You may find it hard not to, but don't blame yourself because of the abuse that someone did to you. The thing is that getting out of it, being a survivor, removing yourself from that situation as safely as possible. We emphasize the safety key, okay? Safely as possible. Before we get started today, I want to give you the hotline for the National Domestic Violence Hotline. You can go to their website at www.thehotline.org. Again, that's www.thehotline.org. You can also call at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAVE. For TTY callers, 1-800-787-3224. That's 1-800-787-3224. You can chat live with them online, or you can text the word START to 88788. Again, that's 88788. They do have safety precautions, safety measures on the website that if you go on there and you need to leave right away because your abuser come in or whatever, you click the exit and it will get you off the screen right away. All right, and they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can talk to someone all the time. All right, so today we're talking about this recovery effort. Being on this road to recovery is not going to be the same for everyone at the same pace. There's not a one size fit all. But the thing is that as long as you're going forward, as long as you're moving forward, we want. Let me just talk about babies, for example. When a baby is born, a baby does not normally come out walking. Okay, I've only seen one instance where this baby, the physician was holding the baby and the baby was actually taking steps right out the womb. So that was out the normal. But the thing is that normally babies, before they even begin to walk, they have to learn to turn over, right? They normally tell mothers don't put babies on their stomachs, to put them on their backs when they're sleeping, but they learn to turn over. Okay, you might eventually they'll start lifting themselves up. Okay, then they'll start doing that rocking when they're getting ready to crawl, and then they'll start crawling eventually, and then you'll find where they pulling themselves up, building up those leg muscles. Okay, and then before long they're taking a couple of steps and then they're into everything. It's the same way with healing from abuse. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. For some people, it's 1 hour at a time, all right? But the thing is, as long as you're going in the right direction, moving forward, not backwards, moving forward. And so for starters, number one, you have to acknowledge and accept the abuse. Acknowledge and accept that the experience that you went through, regardless of who it was from, whether it was a romantic person, an intimate person you were with, a spouse, whether it was a family member, a friend, neighbor, co-worker, whatever the case may be. This is the first step towards understanding that I need to acknowledge this before I can move forward towards my recovery. Because if you're in denial that it happened, then you're not able to fully grasp that, okay, I've gone through this, now I can move forward in my healing. So you have to acknowledge first that this has happened to you, and then accept that, hey, this was a part of my life. This was a part of what took place, and it's it's normal for if you're in denial, you're trying to protect yourself, and you had this love for somebody, but sometimes love overshadows the reality. We have rose-colored glasses on, but the reality of it was a toxic relationship. It was not a loving relationship. You might say, well, we had some good times, but let me just say this: a positive times a negative is still a negative. So So even if you had some good days, the thing is, if this person was going upside your head, if this person was slapping you, if this person was choking you, if this person was beating you, if this person was verbally abusing you, financially abusing you, physically, sexually, spiritually abusing you, a negative times a positive is a negative. So you don't want to make excuses. You don't want to think about, well, the good old days, because guess what? There are many women who are 6 feet under that had some good times with their murderers, with their killers, and they wind up being 6 feet under because they did not leave. And even some that did. The thing is that we always want to make sure that you leave as safely as possible. What we talk about when you're talking about safely as possible, you're talking about doing it at a time when that abuser's not around, getting the police involved if you need to get restraining orders or temporary orders of protection, whatever the case is. If you need to talk to someone, to be there. If you need to move out, if you're whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you are being able to do it as safely as possible. That's what we're talking about. Be safe as possible. All right. Number 2, set boundaries and state them clearly. One of the things that abusers love to do is to make you feel as if you have no rights. You have no right to say no. You have no right to say yes unless it's something that they want you to say yes to. You can't be around others. They want to isolate you. They want to destroy your independence, destroy your autonomy. So you have to set boundaries to say, no, this is unacceptable. No, I'm not gonna take this. And sometimes you have to cut things off with people that might even try to encourage you to stay in an unhealthy relationship. So if you're trying to get away from that person that was abusing you, have to cut all ties. You don't need to be going on their Facebook page. You don't need to be driving by their house to see if they got somebody else. Let that be somebody else's problem, not yours. All right. Whatever it is, if you're trying to seriously get out of this toxic, unhealthy relationship, you got to make some changes. All right. Sometimes you're gonna have to totally cut people off, unless now you got children. It's a little bit more complicated with that. Okay. You want to get the legal system involved, so that you have to have joint custody or shared custody rights, or whatever the case may be, that you can have possibly a court mediator to be the one where you drop them off at a location or something for your safety. Whatever the case, whatever the court determines, then you want to make sure that you adhere to that. But you want to not have anyone cross your boundaries. That means that no phone calls, no text messaging, no social media, email address. Sometimes if you got to change all of those things, then you do that. You change all of those things so that you can be safe, and also so that it will allow you to be able to maintain those boundaries to say, you know what, I'm not sharing my personal information. I'm restricting my communication to just certain people, and you need to have those boundaries. One of the things that narcissists don't want to do, they don't want to adhere to boundaries. In their minds, rules are for thee but not for me, but you have to stand on it. One of the things that we do is we teach people how to treat us by what we allow them to do to us. So therefore, if you allow them to abuse you, they will continue to abuse you. So you have to be able to stand up for yourself and say, I'm not taking this anymore. I might lose my house. I might lose my cars. If they're the financial supporter, the breadwinner, so what? Leave it behind. You can always replace material things, but you cannot replace your life. Number 3, prepare for a complex of emotions. When you have broken up with someone and you're on that road to recovery, trying to get over that toxic relationship that you were once in, you can expect to experience all kinds of emotions. I often tell people that you're dealing with 5 stages of grief, even when you're dealing with broken relationships, whether that's anger, whether it's denial, whether it's the grief of the loss, lost, because when you have actually ended a relationship with someone that you cared for, someone that you loved, someone that you thought was gonna be your knight in shining armor in a sense, or whatever the case may be, it's like a death. It's like someone has died, and you experience a lot of those emotions that people often deal with when they are getting ready to say goodbye to a loved one at a funeral or memorial, something like that. So you're actually doing the memorial service for that relationship. So you can expect to go through all kinds of emotions. Sometimes fear. Well, how am I going to make it? How am I going to survive? What's going to happen to me? Am I going to ever be okay again? Yes, you will. I'm telling you that now. Yes, you will. You might have some anxiety. You might have some paranoia. You might have some shame. You're shamed because I gave my time to this relationship and everything. That's okay. You're going to deal with a lot of emotions, but the thing is to know to expect it. When you're dealing with a toxic relationship, you're dealing with trauma. You're dealing with a lot of things that can also cause PTSD, flashbacks. If you have been beat by this person and somebody maybe drop a glass or a cup or something, it might make you flash back to the experience that you had with this toxic person. So you might have deal with PTSD. You've been in a lot of pain. And the thing is that these are expected. So the thing, as long as you know what to expect, as long as you know that, hey, I'm not losing my mind. These are things that's going to happen. These are things that's normal. When you even breaking off ties with toxic family members or things, you might feel like, okay, I have this loyalty, but sometimes you have to do that in order to be able to heal, recover, and then in certain situations, when it comes to family members, then you may be able to come back into the scene and say, okay, now I know how to navigate, or whatever the case may be. If you're dealing with narcissistic, now I'm not talking about physical abuse, but narcissistic type of individuals. Nevertheless, what you need to do is understand that these emotions are normal, and it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. You just taking one day at a time. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
When I found you, I found somebody who cares. When I found you, found my most intimate prayer. When I found you, I found what every heart dreams of. When I found you, I found love. When I found you, I found the rest of my life. When I found you, I told all others goodbye. When I found you, I saw my fears fly away like a dove. When I found you, I found love. When I found you, I found a scholar with style. When I found you, found one more reason to smile. When I found you, I knew I finally found enough. When I found you, I found love. Yeah, I did. When I found you, I found love. When I found you, I found love. I found love.
I love that song. It's I Found You, and that's by B.B. Winan. I Found You. And when you have gone through a lot of turmoil when it comes to being in a toxic relationship, you have to go, which goes into our next one, reclaim your identity. Find yourself again. When I found you, I found love. Let me just say this, because many people that are in unhealthy relationships, you might find that, you know what, I really didn't love myself. I really didn't know what love was. You lost your identity. You lost your identity in that person that put you down all the time, that devalued you, that demeaned you, that belittled you, that told you what you wasn't, or what you weren't going to amount to, or those type of things. And you have to reclaim your identity. You have to understand who you are. You had people that criticize you all the time for failing to meet their standards, or whatever the case may be. You have to find yourself again. Get reacquainted with yourself. Get to know yourself. So when I found you, speaking of yourself, I found love. And I tell people that if you want to know what love is, go to 1 Corinthians 13, because the Word of God defines and breaks down what love is. And when you read 1 Corinthians 13, you will find that everything that was in that toxic person is opposite of what you're seeing in the pages of the Bible, because God is love. And one of the things that God doesn't do, He doesn't abuse. Let me just say this again. One of the things that God doesn't do, He doesn't abuse. When the woman was brought to Him that was committing an adultery, and true enough, the laws of Moses said that anyone caught in the act of adultery, they were to be stoned. But you notice that the man wasn't there. It was just a woman. But Jesus did not abuse her. Jesus did not pick up one rock. He just said, ye without sin cast the first stone. And probably some of those men that had brought her before Jesus, she was the scapegoat, because they really were trying to get at Jesus, but because they couldn't get directly to Him, so they were going to try to use her in order to get to Him. They were actually doing a form of triangulation. However, Jesus said, ye without sin cast the first stone. And so by the time Jesus got done and He was writing on the ground, and who knows what He was writing, He could have been writing some of the stuff that they had been doing in secret, but He already knew about it. So the Bible doesn't say in detail what He wrote, but the thing is, as He was writing on the ground, by the time that He got done, they were all gone. Jesus did not abuse her. Jesus didn't call her out her name. Jesus didn't slap her. Jesus didn't hit her. He told her, where are your accusers? And she said, Lord, there are no accusers. And He said, neither do I accuse you. Go and sin no more. And so if your Heavenly Father doesn't abuse you, and He created you, then neither should anyone else. Which leads us into our next one. You have to understand that you need some self-compassion, some love for yourself. This is not the narcissistic type of love where it's all about me, and I walk all over everyone and anyone to get what I want. No, this is saying, you know what, I deserve not to be abused. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to forgive myself. Because a lot of times people have problems with forgiving themselves, because you got those constant reminders, whether it's somebody doing it or it's going around in your head and you beating yourself up. You have to first forgive yourself. Don't worry about what the naysayers say. Don't worry about those that's going to judge you. Don't blame yourself for what happened in the relationship. Don't blame yourself for the abuse that was in the relationship. Because the narcissists, they want you to beat yourself up. They want you to feel bad about yourself. That's a way of them manipulating you, and that's a way of them controlling you. But you deserve better. You deserve respect. You deserve love. You deserve happiness. And if someone can't be in your life that can bring about and help to bring the atmosphere of those things in your life, then guess what? They don't need to be there. Next is understanding that you may have some feelings that may linger. Sometimes we just tell people to get over it. And when you're dealing with matters of the heart, it's not just as simple as getting over it. You might say, I still love this person, but you need to love them from a distance. I still have feelings for this one. Okay, sometimes it takes time for feelings to reside and to let go of those feelings. As long as you're moving in the right direction of not being involved in that relationship, it may take some time for you to get over that person. And that's understandable. It may take some time because you're wounded. You need some healing. You have to understand about loving yourself before you can really love anybody else. But understand that person that was abusing you was not loving you. They were hurting you. And love does not hurt. Love does not hurt. Abuse does. But love does not hurt. Another thing that's so important for people to do is to take care of you. Take care of you. When you're in toxic relationships, you're always maybe walking on eggshells, thinking that, you know what, I gotta make sure I do this right. I can't say this, I can't say that, I can't do this, I can't do that. I gotta make sure this is right and that's right. And you're taking care of everybody but yourself. So once you are out of that relationship, that toxic environment, it's time to take care of you. That means getting enough sleep, relaxing, doing some hobbies and things that you wanted to do that you had to put off because the narcissist would not let you do it. Connecting with loved ones, people you may have lost touch with along the way, connecting with them once again. Take care of you. If you had a dream that you wanted to pursue, if you wanted to get your education, then go for it. If you wanted to, whatever dream it was that you had and you let go of it because that person told you couldn't do it or you wouldn't do it or you weren't good enough, you weren't smart enough, whatever the case, this is the time. Whatever God lays on your heart to do, whatever the vision is that He has for your life, you can do that once you let go of those dead weights. Because anytime you're in a toxic relationship, guess what? It's a dead weight. It's dead. We're going to take another quick break and we'll be back in just a moment.
Maybe we can talk it over and save our hopes and dreams. Though the waves seem endless, somehow we'll cross this angry sea. With love. All
things are possible if we just believe. Yes, it's okay.
Can I hurt time takes pain away. True love made our hearts.
Made our hearts inseparable if we just believe. Yes, it's okay.
And I know this storm.
Together,
Caught in the heart.
the only way.
Somehow things will work out, just you wait and see. But right now it hurts so bad. It feels so bad.
But tomorrow waits with laughter if we ignore the tears that don't deserve.
I need to know
You need to know
gonna be okay.
it's gonna be
That all this storm
leads you there.
Things haven't worked out 'cause you stayed with me. It's okay.
And that is by BB and CC Whining. It's okay. And it is okay. It is okay that you are going through this process, that you are rediscovering yourself, that you're learning now that, you know what, I can take care of me. It's okay. I can reach those dreams. I can achieve those goals. You don't have to let anyone spew negativity into your life. You can set your boundaries. You can say it's okay. And it's also okay to talk to others who are going to offer you compassion that can validate the things that you've gone through, the pain and the experience, that can be a distraction to you to just say, hey, you don't have to go in this direction anymore. Hey, I got you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. The Bible talks about us bearing one another's burdens. That means that you don't have to walk alone, that there's someone here that can hold your hand to walk with you alongside you. The Bible says in Amos 3 verse 3, how can two walk together unless they have agreed to do so? And so you need that sister support for men that have been abused. You may need that brother support, but you need someone to support you along the way that say, hey, I'm here for you. I'm there. I will be there for you. I will listen to you. Hey, I'm going to pray with you. I'm going to speak life into you. I'm going to pray over you. I'm going to pray for you. We're going to pray through this. We're going to walk through this together. And oftentimes you might say, well, I don't have anybody. You might have been isolated from a lot of different people because of the insecurities of that person, of that toxic individual. And guess what? You can join a support group if there's one in your area. We're going to be starting a support group here in Griffin, Georgia, for abused women. And it's going to be every Tuesday at 7 p.m. here in Griffin, Georgia. You can call at 678-939-4913. Again, that's 678-939-4913. Last but not least, if you need to talk a little bit further, if you go into a support group, you might be talking to someone who is a counselor, such as myself. I'm a pastoral counselor, and right now I'm working on my second doctorate in community counseling. And so if you want someone that can talk to you one-on-one, a counselor, actual counselor, you may be going to a support group that may not have the counseling experience that can actually even work with you one-on-one. It's okay to go to a professional, someone who who is able to counsel you, whether it's a pastoral counselor, a Christian counselor, therapist, someone who can talk with you and help you through, someone that can help you with coping skills, someone that can talk to you about the abuse, to speak into your situation and let you know, no, you're not crazy. No, you know, the narcissist wants to gaslight you and make you doubt your reality, but no, you know what you went through, you know your story, and so you need someone that can help validate that for you, someone that can help you with fighting the urges to even reconnect with that person. Because one thing you will find sometimes is that when you have been in a relationship with an abuser, they're going to come back and say, oh, I've changed, oh, it'll never happen again, oh, I love you, oh, you know, I miss you, oh, I can't make it without you. Let them make it on out that door. Do not even let them in the door, okay? Act like there are some vampires, okay? You know, in the movies where they put the salt and the garlic and stuff like that. Now, we just joking about that. I'm talking about plead the blood of Jesus over you and allow someone else to help you to say, you know what, I will not be returning to that toxic relationship. Because more times than not, those that are abusive, they have to go get help themselves before they will change. And don't be fooled by those who go for a couple of weeks to a program, and then as soon as they get you back, then they're back to doing the same thing again. You need to talk to someone if you're dealing with depression, if you're dealing with anxiety, any other mental health issues as a result of even this abuse that you've gone through. You need to talk to someone, a professional who can help you walk through it. Too many times I've seen Christians just say, oh, just go pray about it. Well, you know what? The Bible says faith without works is dead. Yeah, I'll show me your faith and I'll show you my works with my faith. That's what the book of James says. There's nothing wrong with getting help. There's nothing wrong with talking to someone. There's nothing wrong with having a council of people who can advise you. The Bible talks about that, having a council of advisors. Overcoming thoughts of suicide and self-harm. Some people have committed suicide or cut themselves or whatever because of the abuse that they've gone through. And we don't want you killing yourself. We don't want you hurting yourself and or others. We want you to talk to someone first before it even gets to that point. If you feel like killing yourself, you feel like committing suicide because you have been through abuse, you don't know how to take it, you don't know what to do, and you feel like, you know, my only exit is out of here. Before you do that, talk to someone first. Talk to someone, because we don't want that to be your end. The abuser does not validate you. They have no way to validate you because they don't understand that abuse is not necessary. They need help for someone to talk to them, to help them work through whatever issues they have as to why they are abusing. But you don't have to be the recipient of it. Abuse is never okay in any form. And if you need to talk to someone to get help in order to get out of that situation, I want to make sure that I leave you with the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Is the hotline.org, www.thehotline.org. You also can call 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233. TTY call is 800-787-3224. That's 800-787-3224. You can chat live online. You can also text the word START to 88788. Again, that's text the word START to 88788. You deserve better. No one deserves to be abused. And in order to know what love is, you first need to know God and know His love. And then you will know that our God does not abuse. He loves with an everlasting love. God bless you. We are up out of here. I pray that today's broadcast has been a blessing to you and that this is a time for recovery. This is Dr. K.L. Rich with Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings, they do matter. Until next time.